More on the fallout from that executive order Trump signed yesterday to cut federal funding from sanctuary cities. The town of Arlington has recently been weighing whether it wants to pass a sanctuary town resolution. But as Christina Quinn tells us, there's now a lot more at stake in that decision.
The Arlington Human Rights Commission and many town residents are behind the proposals to make their community a sanctuary town.
I don't want him to break up this community by threatening to round up immigrants through racial profiling, detention, and deportation.
As far as Arlington Police Chief Fred Ryan is concerned, his department already acts like it is in a sanctuary town.
We are a sanctuary city without having given ourselves that sort of label. It's not in our wheelhouse to enforce immigration laws. We don't train our police officers to enforce immigration laws. We don't ask people their immigration status, ever. The only time it comes up is when somebody's under arrest for a crime.
On Wednesday, the White House made it clear it sees no role for communities providing any special help to undocumented immigrants.
We're going to strip federal grant money from the sanctuary states and cities that harbor illegal immigrants.
Which puts the town of Arlington in a tough spot as it considers joining roughly 9 communities in Massachusetts that have vowed to protect law-abiding undocumented residents from federal immigration laws. The town of Arlington is at risk of losing $5 million in federal funding, which, according to town manager Adam Chapdelaine, would affect the most vulnerable population.
That money goes towards programming at the Housing Authority for homework aid to low-income students. It goes to support senior citizen services. It goes to support the promotion of affordable housing. So it's really focused on the people that need the help most in town.
Chapdelaine says he's of two minds. One's in favor of protecting the budget, the other protecting the town's values.
My job is to balance the budget and provide services, so I am concerned about losing funding. On the community side, I completely understand the concerns of the community and the want for our community's values to match up with our community's policies.
Christina Quinn joins me now. Hey, Christina.
Hi, Jim.
At this meeting, Monday was the meeting?
Yep, Monday
meeting
night.
on Monday. Anybody testify against becoming a sanctuary town or no?
No, only proponents showed up. That said, the town manager of Arlington told me that he's gotten calls since that meeting from people who are not in favor of Arlington becoming a sanctuary town. And he said he never hears from people after a town selectman meeting.
Really? Oh, so I mean this is aberrational.
Yes.
It's odd.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I know this thing was filed, obviously, before the president did what he did yesterday, saying I would defund or, take away funding. Mm-hmm. Did this raise the ante and the anxiety? You talk to people today. Are they more anxious than they were 24 hours ago since Trump has spoken?
Well, people are a little bit more on alert. The people I spoke, residents of Arlington I spoke with, most of them were in favor of it becoming a sanctuary town. One woman I spoke with was really confused as to what it all meant. At first, she was not in favor, and then she came out of the coffee shop and said, wait a minute, I think I might be in favor. She's like, everything's happening so quickly, I don't really know where I stand right now. And I think that kind of reflects a lot of the unease.
So what's next? What happens here?
Well, so what's next is that they need to work on the wording of what's kind of like a legislation. They need to work on how they're going to structure it, and then decide on a resolution for the next meeting, which is the end of February. And then should it become something that they can vote on as a town, the small Congress is sort of how the town manager describes it, will meet I think the end of spring to decide whether or not Arlington becomes a sanctuary town.
Thanks. Nice to see you, Christina.
See you too.
Appreciate it.